Damian Spinelli.
Oh, you saw what happened to the Russians, right? Now, you don't want that to happen to you or your people. No, look, it's not a threat. I'm just appealing to you in the spirit of mutual cooperation. So, do you want to answer some of my questions or not? All right, good. Good. So, have you sold any of the cargo from the truck you hijacked? Just the weapons? Just the weapons, nothing else. Now, did you sell directly to a buyer? What do you look like?
What happened?
Head-on collision. Contusions, patient complains of pain in her wrist.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's just a sprain, which is what I tried to tell this nice man, but he insisted on bringing me here anyway.
That's why he's good at his job. Come with me. Thank you.
That guy came out of nowhere like a bat out of hell.
Mid-30s, 5'10", 170 pounds. All right, I got it. Now listen, I'm going to do you a favor in return, okay? I'm going to give you a heads up. This is a lot more trouble than you want to handle. I would get the hell out of town as soon as you can. I can't tell you anything, okay? You're going to have to trust me that I know what I'm talking about. Just leave that truck on the north side of Route 10, 3 miles past the railroad crossing, keys in the ignition, remaining cargo intact, and get the hell out of there and pray that it ends there. Did you get it?
Yeah, for what it's worth. I mean, there may be millions of men in the New York Registry of Motor Vehicles that fit that description. How do you want me to proceed?
Well, you're done. I'm done. We're done. That's it. I'm giving the buyer's description to Rayner. I'm going to tell them where the truck is, and they can figure it out from there.
Look, according to Agent Winifred, there was deadly poison in that truck. And if Missoni is correct, and there's no reason to assume otherwise, that means both poison and anonymous buyer just floating free in the universe. Doesn't that fact alone warrant further investigation on our part?
This is silly. You know, I've got a bump on the head and a sprained wrist. I shouldn't be taking up space in the ER.
Well, I can't release you until you've seen a doctor, and I don't want you walking out of here with an undiagnosed concussion.
Okay, that's a good point. I guess I shouldn't press my luck.
So this guy just ran into you out of nowhere, and then what happened?
Well, gosh, I skidded off the road, and he slammed into a tree hard. I just, I wouldn't bet on his chances of survival.
Truck. And you're going to find it north side of Route 10, 3 miles past the railroad crossing.
The cargo?
Some of the weapons are sold, but what you're interested in went to a white male, mid-30s, 5'10", 170 pounds.
That's it? That's nothing. What, do I have to question these hijackers myself? Get a better description?
Are you kidding me? You don't see my problem here? You picked these guys up 10 minutes after they'd given me information? This is ridiculous. You know what? Why don't you just save us all a lot of time right now and put a target on my back?
Sam was involved in a car accident, head-on collision. She has a bump on her head.
Well, you should see the other guy.
He's here?
Yeah, he's in trauma 1, so he hit you?
Yeah. I'm really hard. I think he was going way too fast for the weather conditions, if you ask me.
Well, he's going to pay for it with serious internal bleeding. He's probably going to need surgery. Can you stand by for scrubbing?
Yes, absolutely. What are you doing?
Examining you.
Oh, okay, but Elizabeth already did this.
Humor me, Sam.
Okay. So, how's the family?
Emma is amazing. Follow my finger. Seeing the world through her eyes is, well, it's eye-opening.
What about Robin?
Robin. Well, that's a different story. I love Robin and Emma more than I ever thought possible, and just tell me if I'm crossing the line here, but you had emergency C-section a few years ago, so you would understand. See, it's taken Robin quite a while to recover.
Oh, gosh. I mean, I honestly don't remember the operation at all. The pain of losing my daughter sort of took over.
I'm sorry, Sam. I should have never said anything.
No, don't worry. There's no harm done. I actually think I get what you're trying to say. I mean, you're really worried about Robin.
I give you the truck. I give you the description of the guy that you're looking for. You feds are so smart. You figure it out.
I don't have time to run off on a wild goose chase following nebulous leads. I need to find this guy now.
What do you want from me? I've done everything I can to help you.
You have no idea how serious this situation is. If I don't find that cargo, this thing will get uglier than you can even imagine. Now, I understand your concern for exposure, and it is in my best interest to protect you as a source. So I will promise you this much. At some point, I will find some innocuous reason to pull your guy in, and during the process of investigation, I will discover the hijacking. I know it's not much, but it's all I can give you. Now you give me a name! Oh, I swear to God, I will make it my personal endeavor to see to it that Damien Spinelli goes to a federal prison and never again sees the light of day.
Sandy Missoni. Biker gang. Satan riders, they deal in arms. They took the military weapons and passed through the black market.
Let me just clarify something, all right?
This is where you're gonna find them. Good luck.
Your assistance on the Equinox problem does in no way alter our original deal. You will provide us with enough information to secure conviction against Anthony Zaccara on RICO violations and preferably murder.
I'm working on it.
And keep the violence to a minimum. Zacara's no good to us dead. We want to publicly try and convict that man. Alive, he's a high-profile get. Dead, he is a useless corpse.
The Jackal is most distressed. Because of him, Stone Cold has violated his code of ethics.
Yeah, and I hate it. I hate it, Spinelli, but you heard me. I warned Missoni to get the hell out of town, and if he didn't, and he has to go down to save you, what am I supposed to do? That's worth the trade-off.
I'm humbled by your show of friendship and loyalty. If I may offer a suggestion.
Yeah, what?
Perhaps it would aid Stone Cold's cause if we were the ones to find the mysterious buyer of the contraband cargo. Here's the Jackal's reasoning. You need to get out from under the clutches of the feds as soon as possible. What do they want? They want information. So the more intel you give, especially in such a dire circumstance as this, the more grateful they'll be.
Might be too optimistic.
But what is the downside to such an attempt? I mean, the worst thing that can happen is that you turn in a perpetrator that is in possession of lethal poison and thwart his evil plan, whatever that might be.
Okay. All right, let's try to break it down. All right, so we know the buyer contacts Missoni. He seems to know exactly what he's looking for.
The
right?
buy happened near Port Charles because that's where the original hijacking took place, but it doesn't necessarily follow that the buyer is a resident or that this city was his
good.
intended
For
target.
argument's sake, let's just assume that he is from out of town. So he flies in, he gets the poison, he can't fly out because of the weather and because of security issues.
So he might have rented a car.
That's a long shot. What are you doing?
I am going to pull up all the cars rented in the last 24 hours in or around Port Charles. I'm then going to cross-reference those with driver's license numbers and photos and see if anyone matches our profile.
You're not gonna like this, but I'm gonna order you a CAT scan.
No, I could wind up sitting here all night waiting.
You've got other plans, Sam?
Yeah, I have to pilot a ship into the harbor tonight.
Really, in a blizzard?
Hazard pay.
Okay, well, I can't force you to stay, but don't blame me or the hospital if you pass out in the cold, which is going to make it a little bit difficult to pilot that ship.
Okay, fine. Knock yourself out. Patrick.
Yeah.
You asked what happened with my C-section, and I know my situation was completely different than with Robin's. I mean, her baby did live, and mine died. But for what it's worth, whatever happened between me and Jason after, at the very worst time of my life, he was by my side, holding me when I cried, listening to me talk. He even buried my daughter when I couldn't. So I'm just saying that knowing that I had that, someone who loved me, if you can give Robin that, sustain her the way Jason did me, I think that's all she'll need. I mean, it'll get her through it.
Thank you.
Dr. Hillier, please report the operating team.
Okay, I've found 5 men that match our description who rented cars in the last 24 hours. 3 are from out of state. Edmund Price from Pennsylvania, Lloyd Stensland out of Florida, and Earl Bragg from Montana. I will now see if any of them have criminal records or any antisocial...
Wait. You're telling me you're going to hack into a government database right now?
It doesn't appear like I have much choice. But not to worry, this is a new computer with uncorrupted software, and from now on, I will be much more The car rented to Earl Bragg has been in an accident. The EMT was called to the scene. He's been transported to General Hospital.